about nothing. It's me, your boy, the hottest dude in the podcast game, Sebastian Conelli. And as always, per usual, we got the cute boy here himself, Robbie boy. Robbie, say hello to beautiful people.
Beautiful people, what's going on?
What is going on, bro? What's going on? I'm happy to be back in New York. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know. No, I'm happy to be home.
You're happy to be home.
I'm happy to be home. Home is beautiful.
I always miss New York when I'm gone for a little bit.
Yeah, I miss this is so boring to say, but what I miss my bed, I miss my friends, I miss my family, I miss weed, I miss coffee.
Always.
I miss weed, coffee, and pizza. When I leave New York City, I'm just excited to come home, and I just want to see people I love, have my bed, a good cup of coffee, a little bit of the edibles, and then a nice slice of pizza.
That's nice. That's New York.
So like that's what I miss.
It was fun.
Yeah, I had a great time. We could talk about it a little bit on here. Thank you all for being patient that we missed an episode last week. I really appreciate the patience out there.
I took a week off too.
That's nice.
Yeah, I was off.
And how'd you feel?
Hot.
Sexy?
Yes. No.
Okay.
No.
I thought you were just feeling yourself in the mirror the whole time I was gone.
Not hot.
Not hot.
No. Just hot. I don't know. I am hopeful today.
Okay.
I think the last week has been, we're seeing more and more. The mayor primary is today.
Okay,
Sebastian voted.
I got my vote. I got my I vote sticker. I went this morning.
That's nice.
I went, of course.
And
you know what's fun? I went to a public school right around the corner from me, and I get like flashbacks to when it's the same because they have the same public school systems. They all look the same.
Yeah.
And it's what's interesting is the same person that's designed and created the public schools, what it looks like inside, is the same person that designs the prisons of New York.
Wait, so every public school in New York, the interior design is the same?
Has a similar feeling.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A lot of them, not the modern ones, but the ones that from years ago.
Okay.
And so when I shot the thing where I was in the prison, it looked exactly like my New York City public school.
Oh, wow.
I was walking around, I was going, when's the spelling test?
Oh, damn.
And it was just in a prison.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I also found out the people that cater the prison also cater New York City public schools.
Interesting. That makes sense.
There's it's the same company.
Yeah.
And it was the same company that was doing the prisons and the public schools. And so much so that my dad was a principal of a school in the Lower East Side, and he was telling me they used to film the show Oz in his New York City public school.
Oh.
Because it looks so much like a prison.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know all this. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. New York is wild compared to I grew up in, there's one school district. There's one high school.
Yes.
New York City's hundreds of, how many high schools?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
You would know.
I would.
Not that you should know.
My father knows.
But if anyone would know, it would be you.
Yes, no, but there's so many elementary schools.
Yes.
There's so many
hundreds of schools, I would imagine.
Hundreds and hundreds,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so it was by the same person that the same company was doing the interior of those and prisons.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we have one mayor. He oversees the one town.
Sure. It's a much easier job.
I don't even think he oversees the schools. The superintendent does, obviously. But I'm sure the budgeting, whatever. It's not even a full-time job, the mayor of my town.
Are you kidding me?
I think you make a part-time salary and you have to have another job.
So when I go return my bowling shoes, I could also tell him about a stop sign I want?
I think you're like a lawyer most of the time.
Oh, okay.
But anyone could become mayor.
It's not when I go through the Starbucks drive-thru. I'd be like, hey, also, I got a complaint. Can we let the park stay open till 10 p.m.?
I think the world would be better that way.
Oh, me too. If you could drive through the Starbucks and get a coffee and talk to the mayor. If I could get my coffee and go, hey, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Hey, Madam Mayor. And then talk to them.
Yeah. Oh, that would be nice. I will say I saw the one guy, Brad Lander, who's running for mayor. I've seen him around the neighborhood. And it's like when I grew up, people would always be like, oh, they would talk, but people would say it about kids sometimes.
Yeah.
Be like, he's the mayor of this town, joking around.
Yeah.
And it's like, you see them everywhere. That was a big thing of what makes you call somebody the mayor. And it has been nice to see Brad Landers running for mayor, and I'm seeing him everywhere.
Yeah.
Zoran is running for mayor, and I'd be like, oh shit, I was just there 20 minutes ago, and now he's over there.
That's so funny.
They've been out.
Which
is nice.
Mayor for me, I always heard that saying, but being from New York, mayor for me was a person that was elusive.
Yeah.
They
exactly.
exist from black cars, black tinted window cars to office buildings.
No. Which it sounds like a fun job for a small town. Is just you go to all the events in town.
You go to all the events. Everyone wants to see you.
There's a pie sale. You go to the pie sale. A bowling tournament, whatever. You go to the bowling tournament.
Yeah, it is for a small town mayor is a fun job.
Yes, and you're kind of just like around. That's kind of the job. So it's nice to see.
I forgot about that saying. Oh, he's the mayor of the town because he's always around. But I guess mayors in New York City have so much municipal work to do that they're not able to be around.
But he's been around. So Zoran's been walking. He did a day where he walked from the bottom of the Manhattan to the top of Manhattan.
He did the Broad City.
Oh, I guess that's a thing that they do.
Yeah, they do that. That's like a Broad City thing where they walk from the tippy top to the bottom.
This is what's nice about having a TV show is you can just claim shit. It's just like you can, because a lot of people do that all the time.
Yeah.
So you just get it on the TV show and then you get to do it. I'm sure there's countless things that Seinfeld did.
Sure.
That are just get remembered as, oh, Seinfeld. But it's just like, no, this was day-to-day life in New York at the time. And you get to memorialize it, then you get to claim it.
Yeah, you didn't, especially before social media, even now with influencers, especially with people just stealing content from each other. It's not like you don't have to be first. You just have to have the biggest microphone.
Yes, 100%.
That's it.
Yeah. Which there's a lot of fun things.
I love
about New York.
I mean, I love when I see someone blatantly stealing.
Okay.
And I go, and one of my favorite things online is when I see an influencer blatantly stealing from stuff, and I look at their bio and it says artist.
That's it, baby. We're starving artists. We're starving artists.
It makes me feel so good.
But stealing content.
Stealing content.
Oh, I thought you meant like lipstick.
Oh no!
Okay.
No, stealing straight up content.
All right.
And then I go look in their bio, and it goes artist, blah blah blah. Yeah. I go, I love this.
You gotta go to their LinkedIn after you see artists. That's the real drama.
Oh, I know. I need to get this LinkedIn game.
Oh yeah, you don't have LinkedIn.
Nah.
What a beautiful world.
I think I do have one technically because during the dark moments I signed. During one of my darkest moments in life, I signed up for LinkedIn. This is my rock bottom was LinkedIn, brother. Yeah. I signed up. I typed a couple things in, and I deleted the app off my phone. I go, never again.
Dark magic.
Hide in the shadow.
Get it off.
Literally on my phone, I have audio erotica that I'm a proud provider of. I'll sign up. It'll pop up on my screen. I go, oh, sorry about that. Listen to porn on my phone.
You'd rather them see that.
My LinkedIn is the most the darkest moment of my life.
I agree.
I typed in LIN and it popped up and I couldn't even look at I go incognito mode. Get me there quick. And that's when I saw all the people I knew from high school go, all of you are so down and out right now.
There was a lot of people from high school?
Yeah, it would be like, oh, you know these people. These are connections you know.
Yeah.
Well, and I was so scared. The only thing more embarrassing than the time I signed up for Snapchat at midnight.
Yes, which was embarrassing mainly because it sent out a notification to everyone in your phone book.
The only thing more embarrassing than when I signed up for Snapchat in the middle of the night,
push notification,
years ago now, was when I signed up for LinkedIn.
I would say that's worse.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh God, I remember they said add a profile picture. I go, they can't know what I look like. LinkedIn can't know who I am. I gave a fake name. I did my birthday, but I did one day off, so they wouldn't be able to recognize me if ever the record showed up.
I think that's good.
Oh yeah, I was scared of LinkedIn.
And I haven't used it, and I use it now to. It's a good resource to find out what people's deal is. But I haven't used it personally, and that's very freeing. That's kind of like there's two types of people in this world: people that have a LinkedIn and people that don't have to maintain their LinkedIn.
Oh my God,
it's hilarious. Actually, there's some stuff that's really funny on it. Not on purpose, but there's people that just like take corporate speak so seriously and to a totally new level that you're just like, it reads as satirical. And you're just like, oh no, they're serious. But it's a whole different language. Like it's a whole language that gets talked on LinkedIn that is just like, no, people talk like this.
Yeah, that's incredible. Circumvent.
Yes.
Oh God. The word of the day, like just throwing out words to feel more intelligence.
Yes. Or like, it'll be like, I got delayed on my flight for 4 hours in the Copenhagen airport. This is what it taught me about business-to-business sales. 5 bullet points.
Wow.
It's just like, they're always trying to connect whatever. I beat the new Pokemon game in 12 hours. This is what it taught me about consumer marketing. And you're just like, what's happening? It's always just like a bad school presentation.
10 things I learned about interpersonal office relationships from taking a fat dump.
Yeah. That would do well.
One, it's hard, but at the end, it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
2, it's gonna be a mess that you're gonna have to clean up.
Yes.
Wow. So you know what's also crazy, man?
What?
As a person that's not in business,
Okay.
flex.
That is a flex.
Yeah, I'm not in business. As a person that's not in business, I didn't know about this, but I found out about Slack. Which just blew the idea of Slack as a person that isn't in the corporate America and finding out what Slack was blew my mind. Because it's like, hey, I know it's inappropriate to text you at all hours of the day, so we're going to create an app where it is appropriate. I know it's inappropriate to call you whenever I want, so I'll just create an app where I can do that.
What if the bubbles were purple?
Yes, they go. A blue bubble is bad, but if we make it purple, then I'm not stepping over any boundaries. I can message you at 2 a.m. asking you about some paperwork if you sent an email, because Slack is where I could bother you 24/7.
Yeah, that's wild.
To know that this thing Slack exists, that just is like you have to talk to your boss all day long and coworkers, is horrible. And I hear people have to do fun Slack things.
Oh, yes.
Like people have to say their personality types on Slack. They'll have to give their horoscopes on Slack. They try to make it fun.
They do try to make it fun.
Just make it
It's
bad.
also like an open mic, some of them. They'll have a Slack that's an open mic where everyone's just competing for haha reactions.
Making memes and stuff.
Yes.
Just make it bad. Let's remember what it is.
Yes.
It's work.
Yeah.
Be like, I need to get my work done, and I want to leave as soon as possible.
But what were we talking about? The mayor.
The mayor. I voted. It's beautiful. It's a nice. It's hope for that people.
It feels hopeful. It's nice to at least see people rallying to this level. I think no matter what, that has given me some level of hope.
Yes.
Which is inspiring to see. There's a lot of people I know that didn't vote in the general election, and I think they're very motivated to vote now. I think they see real change in the policy, which is like something that we talked about after the election. I think we were both more excited about all of this recently.
Yeah, I was excited to vote for him.
Yeah, it's nice to be like, oh, this could change my life.
And yeah,
I don't think we need material change because things are so bad. We can't keep going with any type of status quo. You and I talked about this maybe off mic about like how I was like, I need to start making sure I'm voting in these small elections because that's where change is happening, right? A direct change for us, right? And I think people are realizing. Yeah, I do think people. And what was cool was I was abroad and people knew about him. Oh yeah, which was incredible. Which happened in the last few weeks. Yeah, it was truly amazing how many people were like, I told them I was from New York, and of course I'm hanging out with the arts people and stuff like that. Yeah. But everyone knew about who he was, and they go, "Are you excited about him?" I go, "Yeah, this is awesome." You know? It was very fun and exciting to see how big of a spread that people know about him all over Europe and are excited for him over there. Yeah, that is great. Because we saw him. I think he had less than 10,000 followers on Instagram when I was first tracking him down. Yeah. And I was like, maybe he has a chance. We talked about him with Jason Selvig, and it was still it has been a very huge long shot for a long time. Where I was like, I feel like something has to give. Like we've been talking about this, something needs to break. People need to wake up at some point. And his polling was bad, and all of a sudden, over the last few weeks, it just snapped and is good. Well, I think people are realizing how hard it is to live. 100%. Yeah. Which is nice. When you give people something to vote for, I think they do show up. Yeah, and even if we'll see what happens, of course. We'll see. Yeah, of course. This is coming out before any results are in and stuff like that. But no matter what, it's exciting to see a mass group of people wants that. And men, I think, are coming around in a different way. That was good. We're talking about young men. I'm just seeing people that maybe were endorsed Trump oddly, and now are endorsing Zoran. These streamers, the Gen Z it's very confusing for me to understand the Gen Z male mind. Sure. But I also, in some way, I kind of get it. Yeah. Because I think that they're like, all right, I'm voting for something. Maybe we're hoodwinked by Trump a little bit, but it feels like you're actually voting for some type of platform with material change. And it's I think when you have that, you're going to get people inspired. He addressed issues that people are dealing with on a daily basis. Correct. And he was like, okay, let's these are ways I want to fix it. Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds
Easy communication,
Pretty good to me.
affordable. If city's not affordable, we got to make it affordable.
Pretty good to me.
Yeah.
So that was exciting to come back to. It made me, as tired as I was this morning, made me want to get out of bed and go do something.
Yes.
Which is nice.
That is good.
So, did you miss me?
Of course.
How were you with? We didn't talk too much.
No.
How'd you feel?
I had my own shit going on.
God,
I'm not gonna bother you. My shit would have been sad.
You were good. No,
I'm not gonna make you sad about my life.
You were
on
good.
vacation.
You were good. I called you one day. I was like going from one concert to another. I was like traveling.
Yeah.
I was like one beer in. I was in the sun, and I called you, and I was like, "How you doing?" Yada yada. I want to show you something, and then you're like, "I'll talk to you when you get home about this stuff."
I'm not gonna bother
You were good.
with my negative
I appreciate
energy.
that.
Yeah, because it's here.
Yeah, I didn't need to know about it.
Yeah,
it wasn't
course.
urgent or like
No, it's not your issues either.
No, it's not my issues, but it is. I appreciate. That's good, Rob. I appreciate.
Yeah,
that.
I don't want to bother.
No, I know.
But
people aren't like that.
you're right.
People aren't like that.
You're right.
There's people in my life that bothered me.
That's true.
There are people that actively
I was just
bother
having this
me.
conversation with my boss. I'm like, no noise is good noise
Yeah.
in a lot of scenarios, and I view my job as no noise for some of the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like you don't want to be dealing with Robbie. People don't want to be dealing with Robbie.
No.
If Robbie gets his work done and everything's good, that's in a good situation.
Yes, 100%.
So
You have to assume things are good. That's
Yeah.
something I worked on in therapy a lot, and I still struggle with. If I'm not hearing from someone, it doesn't mean something bad is happening.
yes, for sure.
It depends on the person, obviously, but
Yeah. And I want to hit people up with good things. This reminded me of you. I think you'll laugh at this.
yes,
That's when I want to be hitting people up.
yeah.
Not like negative shit.
not like I need to vent about that.
Yes.
I mean,
there's people obviously you can vent with, but
But
I don't need to
there's
call
a
my
time and
friends when
place.
they're on vacation
What-
to vent about my life. That's just not something I need to do.
Well,
But I
there
mean,
were
I
other
came
people
here,
that did.
I'm sure. I came here,
Uh-huh.
which is nice. The apartment's nice. We figured out streaming,
Oh yeah.
so we could be able to live stream Mario Kart this week. So maybe we'll pick a day or a night and do that for an hour or something.
Nice. I love
Yeah.
I love that. So we'll.
So I figured that out. Yeah, your
Nice.
apartment's great. I'm chilling in your apartment.
I love that. Yeah, enjoy it.
I know. Well, you're paying rent.
Well, so we don't need
We
to
don't
go
have
my
to get into
rent
the nitty-gritty.
situation because I'm stuck.
But I'm like, I
crying.
gotta go
I'll
use
start
his rent.
Right. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
That's what I was doing
I'm getting
for 3
fucked
days.
over with rent right now,
I'm
so
like,
Robbie's
let me go
covering.
Make the best out of his rent.
I actually do appreciate
I know.
that so much.
So it was the best. It was good.
Yeah. All right. Well, I came home. If people don't know, I went away. I taught a couple times. I did some shows. I went to Copenhagen, Sweden, and Berlin.
Nice. And you're Swedish.
Cat's out the bag.
Yes.
I'm not 100% Italian.
Okay.
I don't even look Italian.
Yeah.
I'm half Swedish, so it was really beautiful. So I was so excited to go to Scandinavia a little bit because I am Scandinavian. And before I left, I told you how excited I was because the average height over there is 5'10" for a man.
Okay.
And I wanted.
He's done with these shorties.
I would just sometimes I feel like a monster.
Okay.
And I went to a place where other people are big.
Was it real?
Well,
You noticed a difference.
people were tall.
Okay.
People were tall, and
it
there
was like very quick to notice.
100%.
Okay.
And people from the city were thin. I got a couple people from outside the city, and they were some thick baddies.
Oh, let's go.
We got some
Tall and
thick,
thick.
some tall, thick. My dad at one point slapped me and goes, "Look at that man's hands."
Wow.
You know
That's
it's
cool.
a trip.
Okay.
You know a man's a man when other men are going, "Damn, look at those fingers."
How tall are we talking?
He was sitting down, Rob, and I swear to God, I didn't know if he was.
Oh, wow. Like a Hagrid type.
100% Hagrid.
Okay.
Hagrid's quiet.
That's cool.
Quiet. The fingers, I swear to God, the fingers had a circumference.
Okay. Interesting. What, like a quarter?
No, Rob. I swear to God, he was walking
Bigger
around
than
with
a quarter?
He was walking around with 5 Red Bull cans.
No way.
I swear, these people outside the city.
That's crazy.
The people in Copenhagen were slender, stylish, cool,
Okay.
right? And people that came to Copenhagen were like cool people, right? I'm not talking about Berlin yet, but these people from the countryside, these farm living men, they were,
Interesting.
And they didn't talk much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were quiet.
Well, they probably just speak Danish.
No, a lot of people spoke English.
Even on
there.
the farms.
Yeah, it's a big
Okay.
English speaking. At least what I encountered. A lot of people.
Because the city is mainly first go is English or first go is Danish.
Danish, but everyone started with English for
you.
us.
Okay.
Even though I kind of looked it. One person didn't, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And that was after I was in the sun for a few days and got some color.
That's funny.
My hair got a little blonder. I got a little more color.
Then you're like, I fit in.
I fit in beautifully. But what was funny was, so there, the only time people wanted to make small talk with me, any service worker, if they made small talk with me, I go, oh, they want an American tip.
Okay.
They're going to lean into the American way.
Okay.
So
Flirt a little.
100%.
Yeah.
The norm for them was no small talk.
Interesting.
And to watch my dad, who loves chit-chatting.
I love chit-chatting too.
I'm a chit-chat man.
I know.
The amount of times I went in for a chit-chat, a small chit-chat with someone, and it was shut down was unbelievable,
Really?
Rob, I walked into a bakery. There was a woman behind the counter, and I didn't know any of the words there. So I go, what do you recommend? She goes, I don't know.
Do you think it's because you're American?
No.
Okay.
I asked someone about it, and they're like, sometimes they feel like their opinion, it doesn't, what does their opinion matter? They kind of look at everyone as equals a little bit more. And their service job, they don't have to they get paid well.
Yeah. They don't have to put on.
They don't have to put on.
And she doesn't know you.
She doesn't
it's
know
preference.
me.
Everything's good. You get what you like.
It's actually, she's giving the right answer.
Yes.
When I say, what do you?
I guess to be more friendly, but.
No.
Interesting.
It was kind of beautiful in some ways how often I went in Scandinavia, went for small talk that was just shut down.
Yeah, because I'm like, there's people that in America that are like, I hate small talk. And I'm like, you're probably just bad at it.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk about the weather. People always love to go about the weather. I don't ever talk about the weather when I'm doing small talk.
No.
I try to talk about something that connects us a little bit.
But
I guess the weather connects us.
That's what it is.
But
it's the most obvious thing.
If the weather is crazy, then I'll talk about the weather. But I don't know. There's an art to small talk, I think.
You know what's crazy? People figured out the small talk and got to weather and go, we're good enough. Because can you imagine how bad small talk was before they figured out weather was a good connector?
I guess.
They're like, I guess sleep.
Weather, traffic, sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not. I usually get a conversation. And I can't think because it's independent of every single person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can do a good job with small talk. And I think it serves a good value.
It does. I think small talk was
Especially
nice.
at my job, your job, you kind of have to small talk a little bit.
Bro, there was one guy. I was in one Uber, and I threw out like five softballs.
Okay.
And the guy didn't hit me back with
Sometimes
nothing.
if Sebastian doesn't get what he wants in the Uber, you don't stop.
I'm a little selfish prick.
Yeah.
I'll
you
tell
want to
you
get
this.
a laugh out of the Uber driver.
There's nothing. I'm never funnier than a guy that's not giving me shit.
I know.
I need to be around people that are giving me nothing.
I know.
I want my dream. I was actually thinking about this. I go, my dream is to like I need to be around people in New York. We're laughing. We're having too good a time.
Okay.
There was multiple times I was at restaurants with like people, and people came up to us be like, "Oh, I love how fun this table is."
Oh, interesting.
Because the people aren't having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens in New York, I guess, a little bit for me too.
Definitely.
Right? But I'm never funnier than a person that's giving me nothing.
Well, here's also part of it. Is sometimes that person's never gonna give you anything, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They never.
You don't see it as you see it as a challenge, and I'll be like, this guy's never gonna laugh at him. You could do the funniest thing in the world, and they're not gonna laugh.
They back me in the
But
corner.
you don't stop.
I don't stop.
Yeah.
I need to be around more people like
Yeah.
that. Robbie, you should have heard me with
I'm
this
sure
guy
you
that
were
was
funny.
giving me nothing.
Really?
Truly.
Yeah.
So, it was incredible. So, speaking about the small talk stuff, my life became a lot freer when I realized that people didn't remember my favorite comedian, Chris Farley.
Okay.
When I found out, I got him all over the room.
He's all over the room.
And you don't even see him. He's here for me, not for you people.
Yes.
Right? When I found out that there's people that don't remember my favorite comedian, why I started doing comedy, and don't know who he is and isn't remembered, it opened my mind up and opened my spirit up that I shouldn't live to be remembered, but I should live for making myself and others happy.
Which is great.
Which, honestly, people could take it one of two ways.
And people my age don't know him.
Yes, I know.
I'm born 1993.
I hate when you say my age. I'm literally 4 years older than him.
4 years.
What do you mean 5?
You're right.
What do you mean 5?
Oh, 4 almost exactly. You're
almost
right.
4. What do you mean 5? This scumbag over here.
Sorry. We're 5 years into the podcast.
Oh, okay.
4 years. So I'm older than you were. Interesting. Anyways. People.
This is how his brain works. That was a thought that was meant for no one. Just so you know. No, we'll keep that because people need to know sometimes how you think. Because
I think in numbers.
I know. Please, we
but
started
people,
the podcast 10 minutes late because he couldn't remember a name, and he just looked. And I go, "Can we start?" And he goes, "No, I got to remember this before we start." And then he shows me the name. I go, "Oh, cool." He goes, "Okay, let's go."
There are people that are close in your age that don't know who he is.
Yes,
which is crazy. Because to me, he's the funniest. I grew up watching him a lot, too.
Yeah.
Me and my cousin know all of the words to Black Sheep. I grew up watching his SNL sketches. Like, funny. He was the best. And that's what we were told growing up.
He was the best, undeniably.
Yes.
And for him to not be to be the best and not be remembered made me realize, I need to just prioritize the happiness of the people around me and me.
That's good.
Right?
I think that, yeah, of course.
And that became like the most important. It became freeing to me. And I think that everyone in their life realizes that they're not going to be remembered at some time. And that's when some of one of the worst things ever that happens. When some people find out they're not going to be remembered, they start getting into 23andMe.
Okay.
And they go, I'm not going to be remembered. Wait, let me remember everyone that's ever existed in my family. And that is the worst small talk that I see with boomers.
Boomer small talk right now is 23andMe.
Boomer small talk. You eavesdrop on any boomer conversation, they're talking 23andMe.
Interesting.
Because
so you think it's them like, I got to throw my genes into this memorable algorithm? What do we even call it?
I guess DNA, lineage, right?
Yeah. Database.
Yes.
Okay. This will be how I'm remembered. I contribute my spit to the database.
Spit to the database, right? They throw their spit in the hat. Hey, some people throw their
my kid can't stand me because I voted for Trump, but maybe if I put the spit in the database, my great-grandchild will love me.
Yeah, because
when I'm dead. Yeah.
But here's the thing.
That's funny.
Everyone's wanting to be remembered.
Yes, that's what it comes down to.
And they go, fuck, I might not be remembered. Let me start remembering other people.
Yeah.
Because,
my dad did it recently.
I mean, I think most people, my parents have done it.
Yeah.
I think everyone starts doing it. And they go, oh, no, it's interesting to learn where you came from. Yeah, at a certain point. But have you ever sat with someone and heard them talk about their lineage?
Boring.
I'd rather watch a silent movie that's in a different language.
People don't respect. Not that they don't respect. I don't think they understand other people's time.
Oh, yeah.
The way that somebody who performs or is like doing comedy.
Yeah, I love when people are themselves.
Telling you a bad story.
Yes,
that's really long. You like a long bad story?
I don't want to hear 23andMe.
Okay, you don't care. The lineage, but that's the story of their life. This is my family's lineage.
No, because they're just saying, well, blah blah. They were from this village.
Okay.
And then
you don't care about that.
They married a person that was from this village.
You want the drama.
So they're saying names of people that I don't know from places I don't know.
Yes.
And I have to sit there going, yeah. Okay.
You're not listening. Who are you lying to?
But this is on my vacation, every single person boomer that I eavesdropped on, they're all having the 23andMe conversation.
Really?
Because they're all over in Europe. There's a whole fucking pilgrimage of them going.
Hunt.
Yes.
It's active.
Yes, because they're hunting down where their family was from.
Interesting. This also smells a little bit like millennial gift.
A millennial gift to boomer parents.
Yes.
It is a classic millennial gift to boomer parents.
Yeah.
The ring cam.
Yeah.
The ring cam is a big one.
This is the upper class millennial gift to boomer 100%,
parents. Right?
You can go back to Europe and 23andMe scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt around Europe. You could stand on a plot of land. You could stand in a place that's now a gas station, and they go, your great grandfather worked on a farm here.
I mean, we've seen this in media a bunch too, where that's the joke. You go there, you do this whole thing, you go to try to see your family, and they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
because you don't know each other.
No, and I get knowing your roots is cool,
Yes.
I guess. But here's the thing: I think that your culture is what surrounds you now.
Exactly. That's what I would say.
Like I grew up. Why I feel like I'm Italian is I grew up in an Italian neighborhood.
100%. And grew up with Italian food. Grew up with Italian people.
Yeah.
And I think you can understand what past generations loved, or like if your past generations were taken advantage of in a specific way or systemic, like you can learn obviously from your history.
Sure. Yeah.
But like this is a glamour vacation that you're just going to like
100%.
feel some type of way. Whereas like you can remember the 60s of New York, I think you could probably learn more from than going to Italy.
Probably.
And meeting someone from your great-grandparents' great-great-great-grandparents' village.
It's just a reason
Or
to
Copenhagen,
go.
yeah.
It's a
But you
reason
were
to go.
excited.
For what?
You just said it. To go with your people.
Well, here's the thing. I grew up with one. I was excited to be around big people.
Yes.
And
okay, so that was just more.
That was more. I just wanted to be around big people.
Yeah.
And they were thin still. I was so fucking pissed. To be like, oh, the people are big
Best
here.
food in
and
the world. What are we doing?
Well, the food is a little better than the American food.
Yeah, that's probably also a huge contributor.
But also the people from the farms, the people outside the city I noticed were big.
Okay.
Big men. I want to be around big men.
Yeah.
I want to be around big men.
Which is nice.
Oh, God. Maybe heaven's just big men.
New York.
Maybe heaven.
Maybe heaven's just big men.
Maybe I go to
Title of
heaven.
episode.
It's just maybe heaven is just a bunch of big men waiting for me, and we all hug, and we don't care that our titties are flopping sweat.
Let's go.
And all the chairs are lounge chairs, and we go
nice.
there. The arms stretch out. Oh my God! There's central air on all of us. All the drinks refill automatically when you place a sip down. When you eat a Twizzler, it never ends.
That's it.
And a woman comes along and she goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And we go, "I'm hanging with the big men." I'm hanging with the big men. Oh, God. And you walk in a department store and there's no size smaller than a XXX. And you watch skinny men walk in and they have to leave. They have to leave. You see the skinny men walk in and you go, hey, you can look at the hats. You can look at the hats in the corner.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, do you want it? We got some wallets up front you can peruse. And the skinny men walk into the department store and the people working in this big man heaven don't even approach them. They don't even approach them.
No. Waste of money. Waste of time.
Oh, God. And then
when they sell anything.
And then you allow the skinny brethrens to come around, and if they say they're cold one time, they're banned to hell. Because heaven is cool. If I know one thing about heaven, it has air conditioning.
Let's go.
Right? If we know hell is hot.
Yeah, of course.
Heaven must be AC.
Very cold.
Oh, I love
think
it.
This tracks.
Oh, God. Oh, God. And you just feel full.
Yeah.
You feel full, and someone goes, do you want a beer? And they go, is it? And they go, what type of beer? And you go, a light one. They go, get out of here. We do steins of big beers. That's my dream. Oh, God. And you go to, and you see all the other men sitting on a couch. You see 3 big men on a couch, and there's room for a 4th, and you don't have to worry about lumbar supports. Oh, God. And then the refills, they never even ask you if you need one.
No, it's always
Never.
on.
And I thought I was going to
There's
big
a
man
fountain.
heaven.
You weren't?
Nah. There was a lot of stylish people. One thing I did love about Europe is different from in Copenhagen, these people, these beautiful women would be going out and they'd be dressed in the nines, and the man would be next to them dressing just as beautiful an outfit.
I love that too.
It was men matching their partners in style, and it blew me away. It was the opposite of like the Hailey Bieber kind of vibe that America has.
Which we get a little bit of that in New York, but I also think New York is one of the only places that you get that.
And 100%.
And then like famous people in LA do it, but where like just like your everyday couple is the men and women both care about fashion to a strong degree. That is cool. I love that. I would see a beautiful woman dressed to the nines, and then the man, I would be checking him out more. Would they? Yeah, of course.
Because
that's
I'm
what
like,
you're like, what should I wear?
I saw a guy in a suit with the sweater tied around his neck casually walking into a 7-Eleven.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Are they all kind of like carbon copies of each other, or you are seeing the personality and the Okay.
Copenhagen a little, like a little
Expression or no?
duller colors.
Yeah.
Berlin was just an alt indie baddie heaven.
Okay. But okay, we could get to Berlin. Interesting. No, because I feel like when we grew up, fashion was a big part of our men's life.
Yeah.
When it doesn't feel like that as much anymore. My friends aren't talking about clothes with me.
It made me want to buy a suit.
Yeah.
It made me want to have slacks to wear out.
That looks nice.
Shoes besides sneakers.
Yeah. Actually, some of my friends, we talk about fashion. I don't have money anymore, so maybe that's the big thing.
Yes. But
Like-
I even think men's fashion, when they go out to be nice, is a black t-shirt.
Here.
It could be like something like,
Yeah,
it's
it
a
has-
high-end t-shirts.
Yeah.
Men there were wearing suits, wide leg suits. I was like, wow.
Yeah, the wide leg khaki or trousers really
Trousers,
popular
not
right
that
now.
many khakis.
Okay, trousers I meant, yeah.
There was no khakis.
No khakis, all of...
I didn't see any khakis.
Oh, wow.
No Lululemons.
Wow.
It was incredible. Incredible.
So this can't be considered fashion.
I go, who's athleisure? There was
Yeah.
no athleisure.
That's nice.
There was no athleisure.
Get it out of my
Athle-
city.
Athleisure. I saw one person going to athleisure and they were going like this. Where's the gym?
Okay.
Where's the?
As
I
you
swear,
should.
I'm
Those
looking
are
for
the
gym.
only words you should be saying in athleisure.
And here's the thing: they were a mile away from the gym, but they were so embarrassed they were wearing
Yeah, of
athleisure that they
course.
said it the whole way. They
What?
said it the whole way.
Where's the gym?
Where's the gym? Where's the gym? Where's the gym? This the whole way because they were mortified. I saw one pair of leggings.
Okay.
And
Wow.
that was it.
Yeah, we've gotten complacent.
I mean, yeah.
Because it's a little bit of pride
Yeah,
for your city almost.
it is. I wore pride for yourself. You're like, I want to go
Yes,
out and be
yeah, yeah,
respectful.
yeah.
And I think that once we equate if something's expensive, that it's nice to wear out.
Oh, yes.
Lululemons are fucking expensive, so we go, oh, we wear those out. Those are nice. We wear those. It's Tuesday night. We're going out for dinner. We can wear with the Lulus.
Yeah.
No, there it was like what looks good. We wear out.
Yeah. I like that.
Especially Berlin.
We should do an episode where we do like how to have class or something. Because
What do you
class.
mean? We're two of
that's
the
true.
trashiest dudes.
No, I think we understand class.
I think we.
You looked good the whole trip.
Nah, sometimes. I mean, I got stains on my shirt. I was
Sure.
sweating a lot.
But I do think there's just like small things about class that aren't necessarily like correlated with wealth.
Yes. Yeah,
which is
I
just
agree.
that is what it is. But they're trying to conflate certain things where it's like I think we got to separate some stuff about what is class
Yes.
and what is not class in this new age.
Because I think people with money, then we just equate whatever expensive. That's classy.
Yes, exactly.
That's classy. It's money. I think
This whole like minimalism was considered
Yes.
classy. I've never bought in on that.
No.
There's a lot of things that I think were considered classy, and they're just not, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree, and it was nice to see. It was nice not to see Lululemons. It was nice
That
not to
has
see
gotta
any
be nice.
khakis or
Yeah.
there was not a single Patagonia vest.
That's good.
It was great. And here's the thing.
And here in New York, the richest people are wearing those.
Can I tell you something, man?
What?
It was perfect Patagonia vest weather. It was perfect Patagonia
And I'm
vest
sure
weather.
very good Lululemon athleisure.
It was perfect. I'm walking the canals in the evening time in Copenhagen. It's a little chill in the air. I go, ooh, you know what I could use to warm up my body a little bit more. And the people there go, but I would never be spotted dead in a Patagonia vest.
I love that.
I saw some people.
And they should feel shame. I have athleisure Lululemon like dress pants that
Yeah.
are stretchy. I don't like them that much. My
Sure.
mom got them for me for Christmas. At this point, I get a few things from Christmas from my mother,
100%.
and I wear them because what the fuck am I gonna do? I don't have money like that.
I feel you. I just went to DXL because I had a gift card from Christmas
Yeah.
that I saved till I went away.
So,
I go, I'm going to save this gift
I
card
know.
till I have to buy a couple new shirts.
and I've even said to people, I know this isn't fashionable. Like I
Yeah.
know this is not my chosen. That I'm wearing a Kith shirt that was popular in 2015, and Lululemon athleisure dress pants, and a hat. I'm like, this is just the best that I have in my closet.
Yes.
That is like, I don't think it's fashionable though. I understand that it's not like what I would want to be wearing if I had all the money in the world.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I've really been feeling down about my ability to express myself with clothing,
I'm sorry.
which is fine.
Yeah, it is fine. You know what?
Hey Rob, I'm at a party in Berlin. How you doing in New York City? I don't know, Sebastian. I just stared at my graphic tees for 45 minutes. I'm gonna go smoke a joint and go back to fucking bed. I'm sad. And that's kind of how I'm at.
Yeah.
That happened one day when you were.
You did?
Yeah, I'm just like,
God.
what am I fucking gonna wear? I have all these graphic tees. I'm like,
Oh.
which is fun if
Sure.
that's like not the best thing that you own.
Yeah.
I can't have my highest piece of fashion be the Bernie's T-shirt that I have
No.
from the bar.
The merch.
The
bar
merch from my bar that is
bar
now a
merch.
year and a half old.
Oh God.
That I got
Worn
myself for
in.
Christmas last year.
Woo,
And
dog.
I'm just like, that's honestly my best piece of fashion.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
And it's
so-
only a good piece of fashion because someone goes, "Oh yeah, I like that place."
Exactly. And it's cute. I like the black with the pink. Like, I actually do like the color, whatever.
Sure.
But that needs to be like low on my rotation,
That is interesting.
on my depth chart.
But Berlin was interesting because I couldn't even get a feel for what the fashion was because everyone
Okay.
was so just express themselves.
It's cool.
I thought that was. I had no idea what fashion was there.
Yeah.
Because everyone just dressed how they wanted to. I even told the improv class I was teaching, I was like, I have no idea what your fashion is here because everyone's just so them.
Well, that's what I've heard with like the sex clubs and stuff is that they just look for if you're being authentic, which is kind of hilarious job for you're not just a bouncer, you're
Sure.
like an authenticity filter.
I don't think that's all true.
But because my friend, they were like, oh, they were told to wear like net leather, show some nudity. So my friend
Yes.
like woke up at 3 a.m. Him and his girlfriend, and he's like, he's not used to wearing an outfit like this. She's wearing the like fishnet and leather and whatever. They wait 2 hours online, and then they don't get into the club
Because the outfits were
and it's
wearing
like
them.
the outfits are wearing that.
I noticed that. I saw everyone in Berlin walked up to the line where they wore the outfits.
Okay.
Which is, you have to find in your life how creative you could get with your clothing while you still are wearing the outfits, not the outfit
Yes.
wearing you.
Which is good.
I think that's
That's a
incredible.
lot of confidence.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's all true. I asked I do think what was cool about I went to like a couple sex clubs. There was
What's the big one?
Kit Kat Club,
No, the other one.
Bernheim.
Yes.
But that's I think like a club.
Now that's gone.
Well, that's like it's so touristy. I
Yeah,
hear
okay.
now, and it's all like it's impossible to get in. It's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of hot
yeah.
people are going there and stuff like that.
Yes.
But something that was interesting was I think what was fun in New York. I don't know if this is totally right, but in New York it feels like there's a lot of hot people that go to clubs, rich people and hot people.
Okay. Yes.
And there it felt like there was just everyone. I was at one place and there was a woman that looked like my mom dancing.
Oh, that's fun.
I know.
Yeah, the club scene in New York, I don't know what it is anymore.
No, it wasn't that fun.
It
Because then
wasn't.
I was like, maybe I should get a glass of water.
Her aura just
I go,
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Get a glass
Oh
of
my
water.
God. No. Oh God. Don't bump into people. Where's your wallets? Put in the front pocket, not the back.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess that is hard. But I do think I asked my friends, what makes Berlin clubs so fun to go to? Why do you think they're so popular there? And she said that in New York and the UK that men will approach her nonstop. They'll like basically harass her as she's at this place. They're hitting on her. Are you with anyone? Yada, yada. At these Berlin clubs, it was just about dancing and having a good time.
That's not the culture to go up to people.
No, if there
just
is a
dancing.
connection, there is one.
Yes.
But men aren't there seeking.
It's like Bumble.
It's the Bumble of no,
not.
no one's even looking for that.
So no, the women aren't either. It's not about.
they can be.
It's like going to the basketball court.
Yes.
You're going to play
there-
basketball.
You're going there to dance.
Yeah.
Yes, of
You're
course.
going
If
to
you
the
meet someone
dancing
pretty-
floor. You're going to dance.
Yes, they're going to dance. They're going to do
Yes.
drugs. They're going to party and stuff like that.
Yes.
They're not going to just
If you happen to find love at the basketball court, you happen to find love.
love and basketball, right?
Yes.
It's so iconic
But-
that you have to make a movie about it.
Of course.
But she was like, oh, that's what is so cool about these Berlin clubs. I could just go and dance and feel free.
But you should have a space to do that.
I think some of these places in Bushwick are a little like that until
Yeah.
these rich people come through.
Interesting.
I was doing some dancing even before I met people. I was like did a little dancing alone.
Yeah, that's nice.
I was just there.
You gotta. I almost did karaoke alone.
That's pathetic.
I did it. And
You did it?
No, I didn't. I didn't. But if I knew I could have got on quickly, I maybe would have done it.
Robbie.
Why? If I did it alone, and I don't tell anyone, it never happened.
Yeah,
and it goes
I've
bad.
thought too many things like that in my life. It happens. Your body, as the book says, your body keeps score. Okay. And that book, Your Body Keeps Score, is referring to how many times you do stuff like karaoke alone.
Okay.
How many times I went to 2 drive-thrus back to back.
I was like, it's
Your
so
body
easy
keeps
to
score. Okay, Rob. There's even when what's done in the dark will find a way to shine. Okay,
we'll come
Rob.
back. Okay.
Well, yeah.
You're right.
You can't come back from doing karaoke alone and just start living.
But how do I test out new songs? How do I test out Iris, for example?
You just do it.
You just do it with your friends.
You just do it.
I don't
What do
get
you
to
mean
go
test
that
out? How high are the stakes?
High.
Well, then I guess we need
No,
to,
not high. You're right.
Yeah,
I gotta just go more.
Yeah, you got to go more with a couple of people.
Yeah. Make it a thing if I like it.
Yeah, if you like karaoke, you should go more.
But anyways,
because your body remembers. If you go do karaoke by yourself, you might as well just sign up for a choir or something shit like that. You might as well, I don't know, take voice lessons.
You're right. I should take voice lessons if
that's what you want to do.
But I can't afford that. Karaoke's free. $7 beer, you get a slip.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I was dancing by myself at the karaoke bar.
Nice.
There's a bunch of people dancing in the area, but
you're just close by.
Close by.
Yeah, you just do a whole perimeter.
Close
you're like
by.
the moon
I'm
to
seeing
their
what
earth.
other people are trying to sing. I mean, people are having a good time.
That's nice. Oh, so you were just hanging at the karaoke bar alone.
Yeah.
You were really hitting lows when I was gone.
I mean, I went out I met my cousin by the water, and then he went home.
This is what happened. I'm gone for what 3 days, and you're going to karaoke bars alone?
I was having fun. I had 3 beers. I'm not gonna be
for Justin Bieber songs. He's cruising for people that love the High School Musical out at karaoke bars. Like it's a fucking freak.
I stayed for 3 beers, which is $21, and I was having a nice time. Yeah. I went out with my cousin, and he left around 10, and I walked home, and it was. I've been meaning to try it. It's on my way home. Yeah. Stopped, had a beer, drank it fast because I'm alone. And when you're alone, you drink fast.
A beer never goes down faster.
Yeah. And I had 3 beers.
I went to a bar by myself this weekend.
That's good.
Just a regular bar.
I've gone to bars alone, and I know friends that go to bars alone and meet people.
I've gone to plenty of places alone. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think it's fun. I went to a bunch of places alone this weekend. There was nothing better. I sat at a donor place eating a kebab, drinking a beer in the sun.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm just not.
No Pink
I'm
Pony
not
Club.
singing "We're All in This Together" while being alone at a fucking karaoke bar. The irony of that.
I'm impressed by the pull.
I mean, that's the funniest song you can sing. We're all in this together. Okay, coming up.
You're right,
by yourself singing "We're all in this together" at a karaoke bar.
Well,
that's what we call 311 instantly. That's why 311 exists.
Together forever. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. So what was cool? I went to Tivoli Gardens, which we said on the podcast, where I like Disney stuff, as I've so fully come out. I've admitted.
Yes.
Right. And what was cool about it was I saw how much Walt Disney went to this place in Copenhagen, Tivoli Gardens.
That's just confirmed.
Yes.
He went there. Okay.
Yes. He would go there often.
Oh, okay.
How he went there and literally even more than inspired, but like took and made better some things that
I
they
think
did.
This is great.
I think it's good.
I think a lot of this is kind of the most successful people.
Yes.
Are just like, this is great. It's almost there. Let's get it all the way there.
We build on top of each other.
Which is good. Exactly. Because it's like, all right, I love also the mentality of just put something out there and then you figure it out.
Yeah. Like
we did this on Zoom for a year. And it's just like, yeah, we look back. Maybe that wasn't the best decision. But like you build on top of it. And it's like you try to make it better. And you're always looking for inspiration.
I think it was actually really cool. I think it's cool to see be inspired by other people.
Yeah, I think 100%.
I mean, I love the fact that, there's stuff about art that I love how art inspires other arts. I think
100%.
that's true for a lot of things. So like Van Gogh's Starry Night inspired a song that was sung by Don McLean, which is a song about, it's called Starry Starry Nights, which then someone saw that and became obsessed with Don McLean, and then they wrote a song, Killing Me Softly, which is about Don McLean.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Killing Me Softly is inspired by Van Gogh.
In some
ways.
I mean, I think the song that she liked that Don McLean sang was a different one, but she got into him through all that stuff.
Interesting.
Which is so incredible for art to inspire arts, which I guess is a little different than building on top of each other.
Yes.
Right? But I think it was cool to see like something that I go, oh, this is so recognizable. This feels like an earlier draft of what Disney could have been.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I was really...
it was big?
No, it wasn't
was there,
big
like,
at all.
Theme worlds?
It was like
really?
a building. A building
Okay.
felt like a theme. And then there was another building that felt like a theme. And
so you could see... So this is the first theme park?
It was the oldest roller coaster in all of Europe.
Okay.
That I went on.
That's cool.
Yeah, which it was awesome.
Yeah.
Me and my dad went on, and it was incredible. And I was worried about like fitting on the ride because I'm like, how tiny are these seats going to be?
Yeah.
No problem at all.
Oh, that's great.
I know. I loved it.
Heaven is big, man.
Is that the gayest thing I've ever said?
Nah, I mean, it's funny.
I don't care. Though. It is kind of. I want to. I mean, there's a part of me that means that.
Yeah,
you know? You know what it is? Heaven is a place where you feel comfortable.
Exactly. You feel like you fit in.
Yeah. And I was expecting that all over Sweden.
What my dad is small, so he also, when he goes places, height is one of the things that he talks about, which is funny because I think both ends of the spectrum. You're just
care.
like you notice. So he will talk about that, and he talked about how Sweden everyone's tall. That was one of the first things he said when he went to Sweden.
Everyone's tall. Everyone's very attractive classically.
He told me
like
that too. Yeah.
Classical attractive person.
Yeah.
Right. It's a lot of thinner people than I thought they were going to be. Disappointing, but I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You can't have it all.
You can't have it all.
You can't have it all. I had some. I went. It was beautiful. So why I was so excited. So I grew up with my my mumu, who lived in my basement till I was 10 years old.
Yes.
Died right before 9/11. As soon as 9/11 happened, famously, my mom goes, "Thank God, my mother's dead."
Incredible.
She goes, she would not be able to handle it.
That's
and I look
great.
back at her as a child, go, "You're right."
I mean, you realize now, I think, because my parents had me in their 30s. They're just people in their 30s with a child.
I know. And also, you got to
trying to figure it out.
They weren't.
I guess my parents were 40 when 9/11. They were born in 1961.
I think my parents were in their 40s.
Yeah.
When 9/11 happened, also.
But we're all just people.
Yeah.
And now you have a 6-year-old and the Twin Towers and your mother's there.
I know.
She's figuring it out too.
I know. And she was happy that her mom was dead.
Yeah.
And she had to tell her son.
That's it.
That's one thing I remembered. She goes, she'd be watching the news nonstop. I go, "You're right. Okay. Let me know when dinner is. I'll be sitting in front of the news."
Yeah. Oh, you watched the news?
Yeah, I was watching the news.
Yeah.
So, but my mom, I called her Mumu. She lived downstairs, and she made Swedish meatballs for us every week.
That's nice.
When I first started doing comedy, my mom would, they would pitch me jokes.
Okay.
And one of the big jokes was, "I'm half Swedish, I'm half Italian. I'm eating meatballs every day of the week." On Monday it's a Swedish, on Tuesday it's Italian. What am I becoming? A meatball?
Pretty good.
Uh-oh. Where do I live? On top of spaghetti. Oh, what's that? I'm all covered in cheese.
Did you do the add-ons?
Yeah, I'm doing all these.
You have the tags?
I'm tagging all my mom's jokes.
That's good.
Don't roll too far away from home, my little meatball. So,
that's funny.
I would have these Swedish meatballs every week. Right. Also, I would have the bulla, which is a cardamom seed base. So my house smelled like Copenhagen.
Oh wow.
These bakeries smell like cardamom seed.
Oh.
So just reminded me of her so much.
That's very sweet.
It was it was some of the most delicious pastries I've ever eaten in my life. It's probably the most delicious pastry I've ever eaten in my life was there, which is incredible. And I got to go have Swedish meatballs, which tasted different than hers. It was made with the different meats, but it still felt like the chairs that we were sitting on in the restaurant were her chairs.
Oh, really?
And it felt very, I don't know, like she was like, that's part of her.
Yeah, of course.
And it felt like it was just a day trip. It was like a 40 minutes train ride that we took.
So you would want to go back to Sweden?
Yeah, I would want to go back to Sweden. I would want to go to like Stockholm or something bigger like that, but it was just something so nice to like feel connected to her.
That is nice.
Because I miss her.
Because you actually knew her.
Yeah, she lived in my house.
You grew up with her.
I grew up with her, you know,
Yeah,
I had this food, and like she would put me to bed. She yelled at me. She was the first one to tell me to stop sneaking peanut butter out of the jar with my finger. Yeah, like we got good memories.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Like she would do my laundry all the time.
That is really sweet.
Yeah, we would go downstairs on half days. She would make she would make like us little sandwiches. So finger sandwiches, open face sandwiches are big there.
Okay.
So for children, for us, she wouldn't make it like smorgasbord style with like the pickled herring and stuff like that. She would just make like tuna fish with mayo and put it on Ritz crackers and put a single half of an olive on each. On top.
She's like, when in America,
yes.
I got to figure it out.
Yeah, she adjusted for America, which was so beautiful. So it made me just think of her. And I think my mom sometimes gets sad because where we're from, there's so much love. And I mean, I love Italian culture and I love Italian. I think that my mom needs some like Swedish love too.
That is nice.
So I think it was really special how we were excited to go experience some of this place I'm from.
Do you feel? I mean, you actually had a person in your life who was very Swedish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, I watch videos of her, and she's from there.
Yeah.
So she's. I should say this. She's from Finland, but province of Finland that's Swedish. Okay. So it's like French Canadian. So they consider themselves French more than Canadian.
Swedish Finn.
It's a Swedish Finn. So.
Okay.
She did not like the Finnish people. She likes Swedish people.
Okay. Interesting.
They do not like. The saying was, a Swede is a pimple on your face. A Finn is a pimple on your ass. That's what she would tell me as a child.
That's what I was gonna say. Was she had a lot of Swedish pride?
Yes.
And wanted to instill it in you.
Oh, she loves Sweden so much, and
that's cool.
They love Christmas so much too. So that was such a cool aspect. That's why I love Christmas. Yeah. Because I would meatballs on both sides, Christmas on both sides.
Oh yeah.
Because like
that is exactly
a lot of this Christmas tradition comes from that area.
Yes.
And a lot of it comes from Roman area, and a lot of it comes from Scandinavia.
Yeah, I could see that.
So it was I love Christmas on both ends.
Yeah. We learned about all the Christmases in, I guess, the world one year in second grade. And it was my favorite thing I maybe ever did in school.
Of course. Who doesn't love Christmas? But one thing I did notice was that over in Berlin, they treated their citizens more like adults.
Okay.
And we treat our citizens like children a little bit in the U.S. Like
sure.
Yes. Like they would I would go to an outdoor bar space and they would give me a glass filled with beer and they go, return the glass.
Yeah.
In the United States, they give you a plastic cup with a lid on top so you don't spill it all over your shirts.
They really treat you. And they're just getting more and more like, how dumb can we treat them?
100%.
They're lowering the education of like in which they interact with us.
And people step up to the plate.
Yeah.
Also, if you grow up with, hey, I don't throw glass on the ground because then it ruins the time for everyone. You don't throw glass on the ground.
100%.
Accidents happen, of course, but then you clean it up.
Yeah.
But in the United States, we can't trust our people.
And I think you could even just see within different areas of the United States, it's like how you grow up and the culture around where you grow up affects who you are.
Yeah.
And you see that with people who move, because we see people that move from all over the world that come to New York.
Yes.
And you can just tell by the certain ways that people are socialized. So it's like, oh, in America, I wish that we were socialized different or the culture is different. And even just new generations or old generations, you can kind of tell what the vibes were and how people act. Like you can change the people in the country. I don't think it's on necessarily us that we're too stupid.
No, I think that if you treat someone stupid, they're going to act more stupid.
Yes.
Give people the chance. And
100%.
Even if we fuck up, the generation after us won't.
I would, yeah, exactly.
Because they'll grow up with it.
Yes.
You know what was part of the culture?
What?
Jumping in cold water and getting naked and then putting on a bathing suit and jumping in cold water.
That's
who tried to be part of that culture?
You.
Seabass Provolone.
You looked good. I thought you were standing on the water.
Because I was floating.
You were in deep water. You were treading water.
I mean, it wasn't deep. I don't know how deep it was, but I wasn't touching the bottom.
Okay.
And, so I was like, I guess the move is to get naked by here and jump and switch into your bathing suit and jump in.
Nobody did it?
Everyone did.
Oh, everyone was naked?
Well, everyone got naked and then put on their bathing suits.
Oh, okay.
You know who made their dad hold up a towel so no one could see their penis?
But other people were like,
yes,
no towel. So you saw some penises.
I saw some penises.
Okay.
I saw some penises on this
You
trip.
saw some penises and some pussies.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But
I don't know.
I mean, I guess
that's not what it's not sexualized. Which is
no,
also
no,
good.
no, not at all.
Their swimming is not sexualized.
And that's why I bring it up is like the culture you grow up in.
Yes.
I go, because no one cares.
Yes.
But for me, I'm still like, oh.
I see. Which is, I mean, I work at a pool, and I'm always like, that's not the vibe.
Yes.
This pool is not sexualized. This pool is not about any appearance. It's like,
yes,
we're here to learn how to swim.
Yeah. But I jumped in I changed.
Which is good about swimming, I think.
I changed naked outside. And so I was outside naked in Copenhagen.
That's nice.
Your boy was out naked in the cold breeze in Copenhagen.
Did you give a little scream?
It's more like that.
I'm free.
I did not feel free.
Cannonball.
My dad's
Heaven is large, man.
My dad is holding up a towel. He's going, hurry up. Everyone's seeing your dick.
He went in too?
Yeah, he went in too.
Did you have to towel him, or he was like, I'm good on the towel?
Well, God, embarrassing. The towel was too small to wrap around my waist. So he was able to wrap it around his waist and drop it and lift it.
Okay.
I didn't have that.
Change.
I couldn't
right.
deck change.
That's all right. But it was nice. It looked cool.
Yeah.
You said it was really cold.
It was cold. And it was one of the warm days there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But but I had a great time doing that, and the food there was tremendous, and Berlin felt so fun and free, and it felt like my dad, who ended up coming along with me on this trip, which was a beautiful surprise. I found out like a couple weeks beforehand, which is nice. It's beautiful that him and I are having these moments together.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's like really special.
Yeah, that is really nice.
And he was saying it feels like New York in the 70s.
That's cool.
And it's funny because now
compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment, right? He was saying because he grew up in New York in the 70s. That's like probably one of his favorite times of his life.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
It's funny. He's seen me more perform in Europe now than in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely. By far, maybe triple the amount. And what was cool is my dad spent a lot of time with Swedish people and Scandinavian people because my mom.
He got to see that too.
And I never met my grandpa on my mom's side, and so he was telling me about my grandpa when I was there and stuff like that, which was nice. What was also funny about traveling with like your father? It's me and my dad. We're in cities. Hates taking a photo of me.
That is funny.
Hates every time I ask him, he goes, "Oh, you need a photo with this?" I swear to God, I have a picture of him. He's over 70 years old. He's taking a picture of the fucking clouds outside the airplane. He's taking a picture of the clouds outside the airplane. Yes. I go, "Dad, can you take a picture of me?" He goes, "Under what? This? You really need a photo with this?" Does
he think he's being funny?
Yeah, I guess so. But I think it's real a little bit. I think it's a little real. And then so he goes like this. This is the impression of my dad on vacation. Oh, let me get a photo of this. What the hell is this? Hold on, Sebastian. Let me get a pic of this. What the hell am I looking at?
Dad, can I have a picture next to the oldest roller coaster ever? What the fuck you need that for?
What do you need that for? And then, God forbid I asked for two.
Oh.
He was not.
Let me look-see and then
let
get
me
another
look.
one? Oh, no.
He goes, who is my son?
Yeah.
Who is my son? He needs two photos. And he goes, hold on. I like the scaffolding over here. It's interesting how they do it different. I was walking down the street in Copenhagen. My dad stops to compliment the construction workers on their brickwork.
Oh, that's incredible.
He goes, Sebastian, hold on. You guys are doing good work over here.
He's a New Yorker.
Oh, God. My dad is so proud of being a New Yorker.
Not an American.
He told everyone. He goes, I'm a New Yorker, not an American.
People are going countries fall, cities remain. I saw that on Twitter.
Really?
Well, people just are like, we're going to war, whatever.
Sure, yes.
And then people are like, the importance of voting in the election and everything is like, New York hopefully will always exist.
Well, yes.
As a major city in the world.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. So.
Well, it was interesting also because everyone's talking about America.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking
especially
about us abroad. Every single person. Well, even the art I was seeing was fuck Trump, all this stuff. There was so much America talk, and everything is bad.
Yeah.
Everyone hates us.
Yeah.
Even a place like Germany, I guess the people I was dealing with were liberal, but I know it's the right party just won a big election there. They still, all the art is fuck Trump, all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was wild. That he's ruining, that America's ruining the world. A lot of people are scared. of
Yes.
what America's doing, and they look
he's
down
just
on us.
the
Yes, he's the poster child of,
Yeah,
of
okay.
ruining the world right now abroad.
Yeah,
It was kind of wild to see.
that is interesting.
Yeah. No, but
'Cause
my
of-
dad everywhere. He goes, I'm from New York.
That's nice.
And my dad is so funny. He's so funny. I'll tell you this, man. We'll go to a place. The people were trying to pitch him on a pizza place. He goes, nah. He goes, I'm from New York. What are you doing?
yeah.
And they go, no, well, they was voted one of the best pizzas in the world. He goes, do you know? I'm from New York. What do I have the best pizza around the corner from me.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
And he's going off. I had to tell the people, I go, whatever you say, I promise you, we're not going to this pizza place.
You said that.
Yes. I go, you can keep talking.
I love what he said though.
I actually said, we're going to leave here. And my dad's going to say to me, can you believe they were trying to pitch me on the fucking pizza place? You love what he said about what?
Because this is, I think it's true for me. It's true for you. But not true for a lot of people that live in the world. But the best pizza place is around the corner from you. The best pizza place is the place you go to. What's good is the best pizza place if it's in Copenhagen. Like to me, pizza is a food that you eat a lot.
Yes.
It's not. It's like $1. It's a working. It's like a quick meal that you eat a lot.
It was Friday nights. Everyone was busy. We didn't have a lot of money, so what did we get? We got a pie for the family.
Yeah. We probably got 2 days a week we were eating pizza growing up. You need to go. My brother says when he comes back, he's like, his favorite thing is he can just grab a slice on the go. And it's good. So, like, the best pizza for me right now, the best pizza in New York is Pizza Town. And I don't even get the pizza. I get the vodka chicken parm hero, but that's the best pizzeria for me.
Sure. I love that.
When I was on Staten Island, it was Villamonte.
And
Joe and
pizza.
Pat's. When I'm going to Joe and Pat's, I was going to Joe and Pat's twice a week. I was going to Villamonte twice a week.
That's incredible pizza.
So
and recently I've been stopping by Bleecker Street when I'm in the city,
that's
and I
your
was
spot.
like, I'm liking that spot now
because you're in the city.
But now I'm over them because now I haven't been by them.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
That's
the
what it
best
is.
pizza is the pizza you eat.
Yeah.
To me. But that I get that's not true in Vermont, like all these other places, because the pizza's bad. So, but you don't eat it.
No. Yeah, so they have to go to the best
or
spot
you get
in
it
town,
drunk. It's like a more of an event, I guess.
Well,
but to me, pizza should not be an event.
No,
which is Lucali is a little bit of an event.
Well, yeah.
My King LeBron went to Lucali this week.
I saw.
Which we love. I posted it.
Oh yeah, that's why.
But
well,
yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So he was. I mean, he's incredible. How much? I mean, my dad is great. He loves seeing art. He loves.
You guys are on the
going to
same page, which is good.
Yeah, we ate a ton of great food, and
he's fun. He wants to have a good time.
We laugh.
Yeah.
Him and I get along. And one night I stayed out super late.
Yeah.
He goes, I was gonna text you because it was like almost 5.
Oh really? I mean, Berlin. That's the thing.
Yeah. He goes,
I would imagine it was Berlin.
Yeah. He goes, I was gonna text. Yeah, Copenhagen. I didn't spend any nights out really. Yeah. He goes, I was gonna text you to make sure you're okay, but then you walked in. I go, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, he also he also knows I wouldn't want him on the trip if I wasn't able to go out for a night.
Yeah,
I'm not doing drugs or anything like that, but
no,
he's
an artist. He was a performer. I think you guys have similarities.
Yeah, in some ways.
Yeah,
definitely in some ways.
And he was also a principal.
He was also a principal, and he knows how to take a school trip.
Yes. Oh, that's a good point.
He knows when I'm going away with my dad, half of it's a school trip, half of it's a fun trip.
I like that though.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, that's what I was doing, mapping out more of the school trip stuff. I was a nerdy kid than the fun stuff. Well, I was afraid of roller coasters. Sure. I wasn't afraid of museums.
I'm afraid of fucking heights, and the more I go to places, the more I realize.
Yeah.
The first place, there's one place in Copenhagen that you walk up, there's a stairwell outside a building, and I go, Dad, I'm not going there. The first place we went in Copenhagen was that fucking place. And so then in Berlin, there's this big dome tower, and he goes, come on, let's go. He goes, let's go up there. I bet you it's not bad. I go, you sure? He goes, I told you the other place you shouldn't go up, that you'd be stressed. You could do this. I go, great. All of a sudden, I see a sign, hey, you'll have to walk up 250 steps or something like that.
I'm good.
What's up?
You're like, I'm good?
I walked up the steps.
Oh, you did? 250.
250 steps. I'm walking up to 250 steps. I'm like, fuck, this is probably pretty high. 250 steps. That has to be 20 stories or something.
Yeah.
Right? So I go, oh, fuck, this is going to be kind of high. I get to the top. I finally get out. It's like around the dome, these bells start ringing. The railing is like up to a little above my waist. I start freaking out. I'm like, I need to get downstairs.
Yeah.
I need to get downstairs. A woman sees me freaking out, because I'm staring at the wall so I don't have to look out at the view.
Okay.
So when you see a man, the biggest man in Berlin staring at a wall because he
now we're
doesn't
in
want to
Berlin.
look out. Yes. I'm staring at the wall, and the woman working there goes, "Hey, how you doing?" I go, "How do I leave?" And she goes, "You have to walk around the entire dome to get to the exit." So I had to walk around the entire edge of the fucking dome around Heights to leave.
And then what is it on the way down? Spiral.
It's
staircase?
inside.
Oh,
It's inside.
You don't have to deal
It's
about
inside, which is fine. I mean, I was still stressing, but I'll tell you this, man. To walk on the outside and these bells are just ringing, it's so loud. Everyone's taking a photo. Little kids are having a blast, and I'm like,
You're just afraid you're gonna fall off.
yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna trip. And it's weird. I point out to my dad. I'm like, it's crazy. I'm on the flight. I can look out the window. I see how small the city is. This doesn't bother me at all.
It's more the railing.
You know what it is, Robbie?
What?
When I was a child, when I was 5 years old, I was playing on a railing and I flipped over the railing and smashed my head and got a goose egg.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
I fell over a railing and hurt myself really bad as a child.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I have never thought about that until this moment. Put those two
really?
things together.
That'll do it.
But I fell over a railing.
yeah.
Of course I'm scared of
And
railings.
it hurt. Yeah, when you're a kid.
And I got a big goose egg. It was the day before my kindergarten graduation. And I said, Miss Nikki, my teacher, said, don't get hurt. So make sure you come looking good. Nothing happened. And I had a huge bump on my head. And I told my mom, I looked at my mom's eyes because she must have been freaking out. And I said, Mom, please tell me before I do anything that might hurt me. And she's brought it up the rest of my life.
That is the best word. Those are the favorite words she's
her
ever
favorite.
said.
She goes, "Oh, I
To
have."
her.
It's almost like my mom manifested
fell
me
to her
to
knees
fall
and
over.
stuff.
She goes, "The
Thank
prayers
you.
have come true." So now, for the rest of my life, I heard, "Well, you told me to tell you before you're going to do
That's
something that's going to
incredible.
hurt yourself."
That's incredible.
So that was that. But yeah, I think it was. I had a great time.
That's
I think
nice.
the food is good. I love hanging out with my dad. The comedy was great there. The English stuff was
Nice.
It's cool to see English comedy all over the world. You know,
Yeah.
especially improv. I thought the improv was really great. The students were really talented.
Oh, they
and
were?
stuff.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
they were really talented. I
That's
was
awesome.
very
And the
impressed.
shows were fun.
The shows were very, very fun. The show was hot. I got
Okay.
sweaty during a
Yeah.
couple of them, but what are you gonna do?
I mean, I imagine they were great.
Yeah, they were fun, and we flew home, and how I knew I was flying home was we sat next to a guy who had to get arrested at the end of the flights because he was smoking a weed vape in the bathroom.
Tell them what the fit was.
Well, how do I know how did I know? Oh, I was on a flight back to New York because he was wearing a custom made Long Island fitted. Came on the plane, took his shirt off just to wear a wife pleaser.
A wife pleaser.
A wife pleaser. He's rocking a wife pleaser. Literally 3 rings, 2 chains, Long Island fitted, his Yeezy shoes.
Oh, incredible.
Literally couldn't even open his eyes. He was so high. And of course, then all of a sudden he gets caught smoking weed in the bathroom. I go, I'm coming home, coming home. Tell the world the scumbag's home.
I want to know what he was doing in Berlin
You know what?
with the Long Island fitted.
He had a lot of these like sound boxes. I bet you he was a DJ.
Oh, incredible.
I bet you he was a DJ.
Incredible.
When it was time
He's
for
progressive on Long Island.
Oh yeah, he's alternative. His
Yeah, for
parents
sure.
he couldn't believe it.
This is what alternative men on Long Island look like.
Yes.
Wife pleaser, fitted. Like, they still wear all of the things. Yeezy's a little bit edgy. If anything.
100%. If anything, I mean, you see me, I'm the most liberal cuck that's ever come from Staten Island.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm truly the biggest pussy that they've ever had. And I go to any art space, it's like, who is this scumbag?
Yeah. It's hard.
It is hard. And what's so funny was he was sitting right next to me. So I saw him get in
entire
trouble.
time, yeah.
I was waiting for him to get the police to come on.
It's like watching something fall apart in slow motion.
I saw it. And you know what's crazy? After he knew he was going to get arrested, after they took his info and stuff like that, you know what he did? Threw on an episode of The Big Bang, laughed his ass off.
No way.
Swear to God, he watched The Big Bang and he laughed his ass off.
Big Bang Theory?
Yes. He was
my
watching The
God.
Big Bang Theory. He goes, fuck. He goes, fuck, bro. I just got caught smoking weed in the fucking bathroom. I'm going to be arrested. Fuck. Only one thing could help me now. The Big Bang Theory. You know,
I think it's funny.
I want to see these fucking nerds. I want to hear these nerds tell some fucking jokes. Put it on. And he's just laughing his ass off, chugging Pringles, drinking Pringles.
Which is nice.
Oh. And then
It's funny to to be like, I am willing to get arrested in international airs if it makes my Big Bang Theory watching experience better. It's worth the stakes.
He goes, fuck, they only got Big Bang Theory? I guess I'm going to have to smoke weed on the plane. I guess, fuck, I wasn't going to smoke weed on the plane. If they had a good comedy, I would, but Big Bang Theory? And he told the cops, he goes, hey, listen, you really put my hands behind my back with this shit. You tell me you're on an 8-hour flight, all they got is Big Bang Theory for TV shows, you're not going to smoke weed in the bathroom? And then the judge goes, not guilty.
Damn right.
Not guilty. Ding, 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 ding. And what's funny was, right before the plane landed, there was an empty seat. He was in one side. He moved to the seat next to me, like the cops were going to get confused and take me instead of him. And that
People
was
are
me
funny.
coming home. Yeah, people are funny.
Yeah.
But I am so happy to be home. I'm so happy I got to vote today. I'm so happy to be in my bed and enjoy. I mean, it's brutally hot, but
It is going to be brutally hot all week, too.
it made me want to enjoy New York more because I did I had the
That
best
is
time.
nice, because New York's a great city, but we don't get to do that.
No, because I'm working nonstop.
Yeah.
And I had a few days off there, which was great.
Yeah.
What made me happy every day was getting outside and walking.
Nice.
It was truly, I always forget, that's the happiest I ever am, when I'm just walking outside, drinking my drinks. And I don't mean alcohol, I mean cold brew. I mean a big water bottle. I mean a Coke Zero.
Yeah. I
I'm
like that.
happiest. Yeah. So it reminded me of like what I like in life is walking outside, laughing, eating good food, and drinking my drinks.
What you can do over there.
Which I
And you should be able to do here.
I should.
Hopefully New York
It's
becomes
not too
more
much to ask
affordable.
for.
No, I mean, I feel like I
What am
literally
I-
asked for the bare minimum, and it would make me so happy.
I mean, yeah. Well, here's the thing:
So-
America doesn't give us the bare minimum.
I know.
I told you one thing that blew me away about Europe is they have places for people to sit down, which we don't have in America. In New York, there's not benches. You can't sit.
Not a lot of benches.
There's parks that close with benches in them.
Correct.
In Europe, there's just benches. You're walking down the street, you could sit on a bench for a little bit. And why we don't have benches is because we don't want people that don't have homes to be able to sit down.
To be able to sleep.
Yeah, to be able to sleep.
They're like sleep prevention.
Yes.
Or they have spikes on them, or like even
100%.
ledges will have spikes on them.
Yes. God forbid.
Like a fixture that is meant for flowers will just have homeless proof. That's what they call it.
It's insane.
Which is unfortunate.
Truly, like just to be able to walk around as a big guy, sometimes I want to sit down
Of
after
course.
a half hour walking.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to sit on the grass in the middle of a park I don't want to be in, right?
Yeah.
That to have beautiful benches around, there were benches everywhere.
Yeah, that's great.
There was places that you could sit outside and have a coffee, and they weren't hassling you to try to kick you out of the place.
Which is great. I mean, I had to do this the other day. I bought pizza.
You have to buy stuff to sit.
But then you couldn't even, there was no place to sit outside. And then I'm trying to walk. The park that we were going to sit in is closed. And then you just can't.
You can't do
it. You got to
it.
walk 10 blocks, and then the pizza's cold. And I'm eating on a bench.
That's horrible.
That's facing nothing. That's like at a bus stop. And I'm just eating this pizza, and now it's cold. And I had to walk. And I'm just like, it's fucking annoying.
It's and you have to spend so much money just to sit down.
Yes.
That's something that like I guess I didn't want to take for granted, that I could walk around Europe and sit down after a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing that I wanted to leave us on, if that's cool with you, is I got to watch Ratatouille, which was a movie that you've been telling me to watch for a long time.
Yes.
And after talking about how much I love cartoons, I was like, I've been trying to check some off the list that I didn't get to see.
One of the best. I'm not the reason you watched it.
What do you mean?
Anthony Bourdain said it was his favorite movie, and then you're like, I really gotta watch it.
Well, he said it wasn't his favorite movie.
Oh, you're right.
Anthony Bourdain said it was the movie that he felt best represented a kitchen.
Yes.
Because he said it was one that you could see all the cuts and burns on the animation hands and stuff like that, which they don't show in the movies all the time. And also, there's such a love and respect for food.
Yes.
And I felt that through the movie. I thought it was actually so beautiful. I was so happy I got to watch it. I watched it on the plane.
Which is perfect.
It was a perfect movie to watch.
Going to Copenhagen.
Going to Copenhagen, a place I'm excited. I was like, oh, should I watch the new episode, the episode of The Bear where he goes to Copenhagen? I was like, no, let me watch Ratatouille.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So I watched Ratatouille, and it blew me away. And I loved it so much. I thought Linguini was tremendous.
Yeah.
I thought he was amazing. I thought all the rats were amazing. Remy was amazing. His
Of course.
family, like following his passion, his love for food, and the art that he did was inspiring.
Yes.
Which I'm inspired by Remy.
Absolutely.
Like
Remy's one of the most inspiring, I think, Disney characters ever.
Because he loves something so much, and it's a lot of these Disney stories are about romance between people.
Yes.
And I think what's so beautiful about Ratatouille was it was love of passion. It was passion.
It's also a character that is told they don't fit in the world. And it's like not. So if you're an other of society, I think it was one of the first Disney movies that was like made for those people, where a lot of other people that didn't see themselves in the mainstream society saw themselves in Remy.
I get that. And it's great that we made it an animal, because then everyone could connect to that.
Yes.
And I think that it was such a beautiful story. And one of my favorite parts of the movie was when the critic read his critique of the food. When he read the critique of Remy's food.
It gives you chills.
As an artist, as a person that likes to create,
and loves food. Sebastian's gotten really good and really passionate about cooking.
Yeah,
over the past year or so.
Yeah, I really
which
love
is really
cooking.
What made me be like, you got to watch Ratatouille, because you are putting a lot of heart, I think, into the cooking.
I do. I care a lot, especially I don't go out to eat as much and stuff like that. So I'm like, I want to make fun things in my home. Yeah. I look up recipes and try to.
This place that I really, really like, I sent you the picture
of the potatoes.
And I really like. They have a good sandwich, which I'm sure if you had or tried the sandwich, you could make it better. But, yeah, you do a good job.
I look stuff.
I'm like, I can't get Sebastian's food anywhere else. I would maybe you have to spend a lot of money, but it wouldn't even be as good. Because you know what I like at this point.
I do know what you like. Yeah. I cater to you a little bit.
It's like, this is the best restaurant in New York.
Well. I also I do research. It's fun.
Yeah, of course.
It's fun to it's fun to give food to people, right? So
that's very Italian.
Of course. But I like what the critics said. Do you want to read what the critics said?
I can read what the critics said.
Okay, just because
I also like the Gusteau quote.
Which is?
Gusteau, is that how you say it?
Gustav
says, you must be imaginative, strong-hearted, you must try things that may not work, and you must not let anyone define your limits because of where you come from. Your only limit is your soul. What I say is true. Anyone can cook, but only the fearless can be great. Which is great.
I agree. I mean, this. Here's the thing.
This is a really positive thing to tell children, too.
Positive thing to tell adults.
Anyone. You're right.
Like, what are we doing? I'm watching this going, like, you're right. Taking risks, being bold, like standing up for what you love and taking big swings is beautiful.
Which you do. And
sometimes I want to do more.
Yeah. You're right.
But
you're doing a lot. Imagine a person who's working in accounting that has a little creative side and they're like, they see this.
I know.
But all right, this is the best part of the movie, I would say, is this quote from the critic at the end. So I'll read this. In many ways, the work of a critic is easy. We risk very little, yet enjoy a position over those who offer up their work and their selves to our judgment. We thrive on negative criticism, which is fun to write and to read, but the bitter truth we critics must face is that in the grand scheme of things, the average piece of junk is probably more meaningful than our criticism designating it so. But there are times when a critic truly risks something, and that is in the discovery and the defense of the new. The world is often unkind to new talent, new creations, new needs, new friends. The new needs friends. Last night I experienced something new, an extraordinary meal from a singular, unexpected source. To say that both the meal and its maker have challenged my preconceptions about fine cooking is a gross understatement. They have rocked me to my core. In the past, I have made no secret of my disdain for Chef Gustav's famous motto, anyone can cook. But I realize only now do I truly understand what he meant. Not everyone can become a great artist, but a great artist can come from anywhere. It is difficult to imagine more humble origins than those of the genius now cooking at Gustav's, who is, in this critic's opinion, nothing less than the finest chef in France. I'll be returning to Gustav's soon, hungry for more.
Not anyone could become a great artist, but a great artist could come from anywhere. Might be one of the the hardest bars that ever went. Right? Like,
yes.
What are we talking? Like, that truly is. That should be inspirational to everyone. Like,
yeah.
And here's the thing, he's right.
Which was really nice with the movie because he's the villain the whole movie, but he says and gives the most beautiful, I think, piece of advice, and just that's the best part of the movie because I think it's because he's the villain. No, of course not. But you learn at the end.
Yeah.
And he has to dig deep inside of himself, and he reflects and he changes. Exactly.
And also, the dish that changes it is something that connects to your soul.
Which
good
is
art
a poor
speaks
dish.
to you. Yes,
yeah,
ratatouille is like a poor dish, right?
Yeah.
And well, did you hear the theory that he that was his the house that they're in the beginning that they're shooting is his mother's house?
The critic.
Yeah.
Oh. So I don't know. What do you mean? Like where the rats live?
Where the rats lived originally. That was where...
Was the critic's house?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, this was a theory I saw online.
You went on theories.
Yeah, I'm going sicko.
No matter what movie it is, you're going theories. Ratatouille theories.
Ratatouille theories. Fuck IMDb. Yeah. Take me right to Reddit.
Let's go.
Take me right to fucking
get the conspiracy.
Hey, you know what? Conspiracy theories aren't fun in society anymore.
No,
but they're fun in fucking Pixar.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
right?
Pixar always has
connections,
Easter eggs, and connections.
Yes, so it could be true, but to connect with something like we have to remember that to speak to the heart is what is great art.
100%.
And to speak to connections and human connections, and not acting better than.
Yeah.
Too
embracing the new, I mean, I'm always. This is what I think makes me sad about the state of the world is I'm not seeing as much new things that are inspiring me.
Well, there's no space. No one's allowing it.
It's very difficult.
I mean, me and my dad are walking around being like, would Keith Haring survive, be famous in nowadays society?
And I think it's because you need to commercialize almost immediately.
He wouldn't.
You can't have time. Like, you need to make money. Almost like it's all about, can you make money? If you're doing the shit, the reels, you can get a sponsor. If you tell someone you're doing anything, they're going to respond with how you can actually monetize that.
Yeah.
I don't think, which is not what it was years ago. I think if you told somebody 10 years ago, I'm trying to do comedy, they would give you advice on how to be funnier. And I think if you told somebody today, I'm trying to do comedy, they would give you advice on how you can make money on Instagram.
Yeah.
Which I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But that's how it seems. So I do think I love new talent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
that's one of the most inspiring things in the world.
And I think it's beautiful to be like, great artists come from anywhere. Because I do think that is a beautiful message that even if you don't see yourself in that art being represented, that you could still be a part of it
100%.
and be a great.
Yeah. It's great. Great. Rocked me to my core. In the past, I've made no secret of my disdain. Anyone can cook. Yeah, he's saying he was a hater. Huge hater. And turn around.
More people need to change their minds.
Yes, which is nice to see that as the villain. Not that the villain gets defeated or whatever. It's like the villain gets so...
Love wins.
Yes, exactly.
Love wins.
It gets
in
so
that movie,
overjoyed with passion that it's just like, I was wrong.
More than Sleeping Beauty, more than Beauty and the Beast.
All of these movies.
Love wins more in that movie than any other movie.
Because, exactly. You're not seeing somebody get defeated.
No.
You're seeing somebody change. Which is great. That's the best. I remember when he says that the first time I ever watched it. I was like, I just got chills when we talked about it.
Of course.
Yeah, it's great. I should rewatch the movie.
Yeah, it was incredible. But I rewatched it and I really loved it. And it made me very excited to go eat and enjoy beautiful food.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that Copenhagen was one of the best food towns I've been in a long time. So
that's nice.
I really had a beautiful time. And Berlin, I mean, you're never going to drink better beer than in Berlin.
That's nice too.
Tremendous. And I had a great time teaching and performing in those places.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm
sure they had a good time learning and watching.
We'll hop over to the Patreon. If you want to support the Patreon, join over there. It's a great way to support what we're doing over here, creating stuff. If not, share the podcast with a friend. Like and share those clips that we're putting out. It means more and helps the podcast more than you realize. Comment on the YouTube if you want us to know anything. Beautiful, Robbie. Hit the music.